afternoon, everybody. Everybody, we're going to begin in just a second. Everybody, thank you for being here. My name is John Gillis. I'm a resident of North Park Street. I live across the street from the Halifax Commons Skating Oval. And with these gentlemen, who I'll introduce in a second, one of the founding directors of the Save the Oval Association. Our reason for being here today is quite simple, is to continue our work to save the Oval on the Common. We have some exciting things today to tell you about, is to continue to work towards making sure the Oval stays on the Common for community use. I'd like to turn things over to Quinpool Road businessman, co-owner of Cyclesmith, Mr. Andrew Feenstra, who was one of the driving forces of getting this project going, getting the petition going, and he'll tell you about that and some of the really interesting stories that we've heard since then. Before he comes up, I also wanted to introduce Mr. Jeff White, who will be presenting the petition, who was a principal at Kula Partners and a co-owner, and Joachim Stroink to my right here, who owns the trail shop on Quinpool Road. Business owners, community, individuals who have come together to work on a very important project, and so far so good. We have a lot to tell you. So I'll turn you over to Mr. Andrew Feenstra, who's the president of the Save the Oval Association.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Just a little background on how this all got started. There was obviously a huge showing on New Year's Eve at the skate. So I was there. I don't particularly skate, but I watched all kinds of people from the community out skating. That night I went home, got up early in the morning and said, okay, I got to do something. It's the right thing to do. I've got to save this oval. Went on to Facebook that morning, started poking around to see if there was any campaigns going yet, and there was two. They only had a few people on it, but I started with that and then contacted Jeff White, who's a computer guru, that's for sure, and we started the Oval campaign, Save the Oval campaign, and the online petition. Within days, we started getting almost 100 an hour signatures. In those, the stories started to come out, and the stories are what it's all about, and the community is what it's all about. And probably one of the best stories that we've had so far is we had someone sign a petition and said, listen, I don't think I'm ever going to be on the Oval. I'm in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. Within probably 10 minutes, we had another email responding to that saying, listen, I don't know this person. If you want to pass on my contact information, I'd love to take this person out and skate with this person in their wheelchair on the Oval. Two people who didn't know each other but brought this community together, and that's what the right thing to do is, to bring this community together and save the Oval. It's just a fantastic facility. You can see every day, even today, minus 16 out, and there was 35 people skating around at lunchtime. That's cold. And that's the beauty of this facility, and that's why we need to save it. Ultimately, we need to get council on board. We have the community on board already. We're bringing in the business community as well from the HRM and outwards. So we have a petition to give to council, and we also have a kids petition as well. And to further that, I'll pass it on to Jeff.
So today we have a petition that we collected at savetheoval.ca. Thus far we have over 8,500 signatures from residents of HRM, from people outside of HRM, from people all over the province and all over New Brunswick. We have signatures from Qatar and England and Australia, from people who think that this is just the right thing to do. And so we'd like to present this petition to Don Sloan.
Experience so far. Part of this experience and part of my role was to help put some money together and raise some funds so that we could say to the city, this is going to be expensive, but we're going to help you, the community, business, individuals, organizations. We're going to make it so that there's a real viability here, and frankly to make it so that it's going to be very difficult for the city to say no. That's the message we sent out there. We've raised over $3,000 in donations from individuals to date. But once that started, some things started to happen. I received a call a week and a half ago from a woman by the name of Marsha Pond. And her first statement to me was, I don't want you to think I'm crazy, but I think I'm with a group that can really help you guys. And I learned about the World Figure Skating Legacy Fund. An amazing group of women who I've gotten to know since then, and I'm going to let them tell you about who they are and what they are. But this is a group dating back to the 1990 World Figure Skating Championships that have stayed together, raised some money, and have offered to commit $100,000 to the ongoing operation of this oval. It's their story, and I'd like to invite Jane McCullen up to tell that story and just to say thank you for the wonderful, wonderful donation. Thank you.
Well, I think the girls should come up too. The committee, the World Committee. Don't you want to come? They don't? All right, fine. 21 years ago, Halifax hosted the 1990 World Figure Skating Championships. At that time, the residual profit from that championship was $1 million, which I think was rather unheard of at the time. We were allowed to keep 25% of that, and over time, we have contributed over $500,000 to figure skating in this province by supporting coaches, judges, officials, and skaters. We now feel that it's time to perhaps make a donation to something that is very substantial in memory of the 1990 World Figure Skating Championship. And we would like to contribute $100,000 towards the oval because we have waited for 21 years for the right community project to support. And we really feel very strongly that because there were 1,000 volunteers involved in the World Championship, that this is the perfect way for us to position the money that has been raised in this community. So it is a multi-year commitment that we would do, so not $100,000 a year, but $100,000 over several years. And we are confident that supporting the operation of a sustainable outdoor recreation ice surface, the oval on the Common, is the perfect way to wind up the World's Legacy Fund. So, thanks very much.
Woo!
Jane, thank you very much, and thank you to all your colleagues. Working with this group of women in the short period of time has been incredible because they embody the spirit of community dedication. They made something happen 22 years ago, didn't take no for an answer, and just made it happen. And that's what we hope to do with the oval. But this commitment is incredible, not only because it's so substantial, but because it came from a community event, and also because it is tied only to making this happen. It's not tied to, there's no strings attached to it other than a good community project. And ladies, thank you from all of us. It's an incredible gift. Briefly, before we move on, just want to mention a couple other things that are happening in the community. Really want to highlight the work in the letter written by Dr. John Ross and Dr. Dale Clayton to the Chronicle Herald, which was very poignant in highlighting the amazing health benefits of skating, the issues we have with obesity and lack of activity in our province. It was really a poignant piece. I'd like to thank them for their efforts, and also for their commitment to donate $1,000 each of their own money, and for the challenge they have issued to their colleagues in the health community and the broader community to match those donations. We'll be working with those individuals to spread the word not only about the importance, healthy side of skating, but to work with their colleagues to raise some more money. And also to the Nova Scotia Home Builders Association, Paul Pettipaw, $25,000 over 5 years. Also issued a challenge to the business community, also a no strings attached donation to encourage community participation. And what you're seeing here is a real coalition of individuals, organizations, businesses, all coming together for the right reasons to do something that is right for the community. And it's incredible to be a part of, and we hope to keep it moving. Very lucky today to have a special guest with us, JP Cody Cox, who is the CEO of Speed Skating Canada, contacted us a couple days ago about lending his support. And what was so special about his call, this was not, we want this for high performance, we want this for events. What he said to me was, we want this for the community. We want to help you keep this for your community. And once again, that's what this is all about. So I think it's fascinating that he's here. I thank you for being here. And JP, you want to come up and say a few words? Appreciate it.
I want to say thanks to the Oval Group, first of all, for allowing us, Speed Skating Canada, to help support this in any way we can, whether it's coming down to speak to everyone today or what have you, whatever we do moving forward. I think the way we look at this, as John was saying, for us, Olympians don't start in high performance centers. They don't start in Calgary Oval. They start on ponds. They start on ovals, like community ovals like this, with their families. And it's not Speed Skating Canada. It's not Own the Podium. It's not Sport Canada that builds our champions. It's communities that build champions. And this is the type of project for us that, yes, it does mean something for us from a high performance perspective, but it also, from the point of view of getting people out, active, and spending time with their community, this is a jewel for this community. This is an opportunity. And being Haligonian, to see my fellow Haligonians coming together and supporting this the way they are, I can't see how this could not keep this going. And I hope they do. And if anything we can do to help, we're there. So thank you very much for having us today. And
Thank you, JP. Just in conclusion, Councillor Sloan, I just ask you to take a message to your colleagues that the community is firmly behind this, people from all over this community. We are raising money from across this community to make this viable, and we are building a coalition within this community to make sure that this is going to happen. We are building steam, and please ask your colleagues to lend their support to this and make it a reality. Thank you very much.
Will do.
Any questions?